But tonight I won't let that Gonna make myself forget about you, baby. Gonna make my head forget your name. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna dance the pain away. Forget your name. Oh yeah. Feel it in my body. Feel it in my feet. And it feels so good inside. Don't need anybody, I just need the beat. I just wanna dance all night. I don't want to remember everything you did. I'm done with the hurt inside. Feel it in my body, feel it in my feet. And it feels so good inside. And I always wanna feel like this. I close my eyes and all my troubles fade away. Your words once got so deep into me. But tonight I won't let that Gonna make myself forget about you, baby. Gonna make my head forget your name. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna dance the pain away. Forget your name. Gonna make myself forget about you, baby. Gonna make my head forget your name. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna dance the pain away. Forget your name. Forget your name. Gonna make myself forget about you, baby. Gonna make my head forget about your name, yeah, yeah.
If you have a website, you have heard the term SEO thrown around a lot. So, what is it? And why is it so important for entrepreneurs and business owners when it comes to their websites? Well, today in the Waist Up Wardrobe episode, talking to an SEO expert who's going to uncover and give us all the secrets, this nebulous concept called SEO and all the digital marketing that goes along with it. But you know the drill. If you want to hear all what he has to say, you're going to have to stick. Welcome to Waist Up Wardrobe. I'm Christine Vartanian, a civil engineer and attorney turned personal style expert and image consultant. As the founder of Jade for All Seasons, I am passionate about unveiling the inner confidence of my clients by developing their personal style. But is getting dressed up still important in our virtual world? Well, that's where my experience can help with what I call Waist Up Wardrobe. Waist Up Wardrobe is a podcast for all things you need to conduct an outstanding Zoom meeting. It's about how to dress for the camera, but it's not just about the clothes. It's about everything you need to know to show up on brand and professionally for the camera. Join me in the Waist Up Wardrobe studio to discuss how to navigate this virtual world and dominate from behind the desk. Hello, Virtual Nation. Thank you for showing up to another episode of Waist Up Wardrobe. We're going to be talking about something that's so important in the world of business, and that is SEO and digital marketing and maybe even Google Analytics and how all that comes to play and how it interplays. But before I get started, I want to say thank you for joining us for another episode and for being part of this dynamic Waist Up Wardrobe audience. Thank you to my very cool producer, Rick Moscoso, who's always in the green room making this entire show possible. I am so grateful for him and for you. And I want to remind everybody that we are on so many platforms. We come to you every Thursday live at 11:30 on Facebook at Waist Up Wardrobe to give you a brand new, fresh show that will help you show up in the professional world professionally and in your best light, whether it's on camera or off camera. We talk a lot about a lot of different entrepreneurial issues and topics. So really, there's a lot of great, robust information here. Also, I want to remind you that we're on iTunes, so you can download us, you can rate us, you can review us there. We're on TikTok and we are on Instagram, and so you can find us on all those platforms. So go ahead and visit us there and interact with us. We really love that. So today, before I get started, I want to go ahead and introduce introduce my special guest today. He is an expert in the SEO industry in digital marketing, and he really is going to be giving us a lot of great information that as business owners we really need to pay attention to when we are evaluating our websites, when we are wanting to get results and conversions through our websites. And he's going to really give us some great tips for whether we are trying to do that on our own, which isn't very many people, or if we're trying to hire somebody to help us with those things. So, my guest today, Brandon Lebowitz, is it runs and operates SEO optimizers, and he's been doing that since 2007. He is part of a digital marketing company that focuses on helping small and medium-sized businesses get more online traffic, which is really important for all of us, which in turn converts clients, sales, leads, and so much more. So please help me welcome Brandon to the show. Hi, Brandon. It's great to see you, and it's great to have you. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me on today.
We're really excited to really dive deep into all the genius stuff that you're going to let us know about and let us in on, because as business owners, and as somebody who has my own website, who's probably built my site twice already, I really find that when people talking about SEO, I start getting glazed eyes over. Just can't. I don't even want to deal with it. I don't understand it. I don't know if it's optimized, what the results are going to be. So we really want to learn more about that. And I think you're our guy. But before we get started, I want to kind of have the audience learn a little bit more about who you are on a personal level. So I'm just going to shoot out some this or that questions, and just let us know what you're thinking. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Cats or dogs?
Like dogs a little bit more.
Really?
Fun. Don't have any pets. Never had any pets growing up. So.
But dogs are just, they appeal to you more.
Yeah, but from friends and other people that have pets.
Yeah.
Dogs got a little bit to me.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's like the world is divided into cat people and dog people, I feel. So it's very, very interesting. And then, of course, there's always the people that love all pets. So, how about skateboarding or surfing?
Like skateboarding. Grew up skateboarding, and that is one of my passions. I love doing that. It's not as much as I can anymore because falling down hurts a lot on concrete. So, but every once in a while, surfing's a little bit softer to fall on in the ocean. Still hurts, but it's not as bad as that pavement.
Well, that's interesting. As you mature, we always start thinking about those things, right? When we're younger, we don't think about that. We're just like, we'll be fine. And then, of course, as we mature, those falls seem much harder. But that's cool. So you said you don't get to do that as often anymore, or do you still use it as wheels, or what?
Every once in a while. I live by the beach, so I'll go every once in a while down to the beach and go up and down the boardwalk, but not doing it like I used to, where go jumping downstairs and all these other things, where nowadays not so much anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now that you brought up the beach, do you prefer the beach in the ocean or desert?
Like the beach, because I live in Los Angeles and got the beach right here, and got the desert too, but like the beach a little bit more. It's more fun down there and nice vibes.
Yeah, it's always a relaxing place to be. Well, thank you for indulging me and answering some of those questions, but it is such a wonderful way for people to see my guest beyond their expertise. Like everybody that comes on the show is an expert at something, and that's wonderful. But we know, even in the world of social media, we all want to know the person, right? So that really does help. So break the ice a little bit and get us to know you on a personal level. But I'm going to jump right in because I'm really excited about this topic. I personally want to know more about it. It's always been something that don't quite understand fully, and it's hard to understand results. So even if you hire somebody to do SEO work for you and optimize your it's hard to understand what it's yielding to you sometimes, right? So I'm going to say, one of my first questions I thought I wanted to ask is that we all know that these days that getting online traffic, being able to have people directed to our site is really important. It's the most efficient way for us to build our businesses and to convert clients and to get more eyes on the work that we do. So, can you just briefly or in top level explain how digital marketing and how the digital marketing world is so important in today's society, especially when you're running a business?
I mean, nowadays, especially with mobile, that's really what connects everybody. In the
Yeah.
past, not everyone had a cell phone. Nowadays, almost everyone has a phone, and that's able to connect people online. Where in the past, buying a computer, laptop, desktop computer was expensive, but people just throw away iPhone 7s nowadays, and someone could get one for free or for really cheap. And there's free Wi-Fi in a lot of places nowadays. Cities offer some Wi-Fi in different locations for free, or so that's really connected everyone and makes it where nowadays anyone can just go online, search, find you. And if you don't have that presence online, your competitors probably do, and they're taking that traffic away from you, whether it's ranking on Google with a website or doing social media, doing some paid ads, doing email marketing. But got to have some presence online nowadays, especially since everyone's so connected. Unless you know specifically your audience isn't online, which aren't many businesses like that nowadays. And there's tools that will show you how many people actually search for your keywords. So you can see, do people actually search for my products and services? And you could use tools like the Google Keyword Planner. It's a free tool from Google, and it'll show you how many people actually search for that keyword every single month. So you could see, should I be online? How many people are actually searching? And maybe you might find out that tens of thousands of people are searching for that keyword every single month. And if you're not up there, someone else is taking that traffic away from you.
Right. I mean, that is, it's actually very fascinating, the way our world works, technology works. But you're absolutely right. Right now, we can do anything from the tips of our fingers because we have this thing that's a new appendage. It's our phone, right? It's like an appendage. It's like you do not leave anywhere without it. It is literally part of who we are. We do everything from our phone. And so it's really important, I've discovered or I've been told that, that your website become optimized for the phone, for a handheld phone. What's your opinion about that?
When you're building a website, you should always make it mobile first, desktop secondary, because majority of the traffic nowadays comes from mobile, and it's
Yeah.
not going to slow down anytime soon. So whenever someone is building a website, I always tell them, look at it on mobile, which most people always look desktop first, which is not the best. You got to look at mobile, because with mobile, there's less space. You got to figure out, how can I convey my message in a smaller screen and still make it resonate.
Yeah. Right, exactly. And because we use it for everything, it's like the easiest accessible tool that we use every day. So it does make sense. Um, do you have an opinion of if something's not optimized for mobile, is there a real data that says that you actually miss out on leads?
Well, Google won't show you if your website's not mobile friendly. And they said that, I think, in 2013, maybe. So if your website isn't responsive or mobile friendly, it's not going to show up on mobile devices. And over half the traffic searches come from mobile nowadays. So that's going to really have a big impediment. So if you don't have a mobile friendly website, quick way to pretty much double your traffic is just make it mobile friendly. And there's tools that will show you if it's mobile friendly or not. It's called the mobile friendly test from Google.
Oh,
And websites that are mobile friendly sometimes fail because there's colors that are too close to one another, or the font, or it's all these little nuances. So it's always good to just double check, make sure you are mobile friendly to Google, because just because you're mobile friendly on a phone doesn't necessarily mean Google thinks you're mobile friendly. And it's always good just to double check.
yeah. Yeah. So let's just get down to the basics. What does SEO actually stand for, and can you just like describe what that is?
SEO is search engine optimization, and that means optimizing websites for the different search engines, which really is just Google nowadays. I mean, there's other search engines, but Google just brings in the majority. I look in tools like analytics or analytics tracking tools, like such as Google Analytics, over the years, and this is me looking at hundreds, probably thousands of websites. Google brings in probably 20 to 80% of the traffic. Bing will bring about 1%. Yahoo might bring 1%. Then the rest is going to come from like social media, paid ads, email marketing, or people just typing your website in directly. But Google just dominates. So when you're talking about search engine optimization, it's really ranking websites on Google. When you search on Google, there's ads at the top. Those are all paid ads, but right below the ads are the organic, the free listings. And that's what SEO is all about, is getting your website in those free listings. There's 10 spots on that first page of Google, and you want to get your website listed there. But it's not just websites nowadays. When you search on Google, images sometimes appear. So we want to optimize all your images. Maps appear if you're a local business. So we want to make sure you have a presence to rank on the Google Maps. If you have videos sometimes appear in the search results. So if you have any videos, we want to optimize those and just try to take up as much free real estate as possible on that first page of Google.
Yeah. So it's about taking up the real estate as a business owner so that you are findable in a way, right? You're not just searchable, but findable. So, like when you're optimizing with SEO, is it about the keywords? Is it about finding the right words that suits what you do? Is that what it is?
Um, SEO is, I mean, there's a lot of factors. There's over 200 ranking signals that go into Google. You want to make sure you first put the keywords or do keyword research to figure out what keywords to put on your website. Then you want to go in, place keywords and the coding, different areas on your website, and kind of gets a little technical. One spot that's easy for everyone to do is just add more text to their website. So you don't need to go into the coding to do this. It's just Google feeds off content. The more content, meaning text, not really images, videos. They struggle with those, but text is what they feed off. So the more text you have on every single page on your website, the easier it is for them to read and know what keywords you're targeting. Plus, going into the coding and doing all that is really important. But unfortunately, Google doesn't really care what you put on the website because they just don't trust you. They don't believe you are who you say you are without you building trust up, which is really tough because I could build a website pretty easily nowadays, or most people can, without really knowing coding and just going to like WordPress or Wix or Shopify and building a website. And then I could say like brandonsdentist.com, but Google's like, is brandonsdentist.com a real business? Because we don't want to just send people to his dental office and find out it doesn't exist or it's a scam. So Google wants me to build trust. And the way that trust is built is by getting other websites to talk about you. So if I'm a dentist, Google would think that I should be listed on other websites related to dentistry or health or wellness, or maybe being listed on Yelp or the Chamber of Commerce or joining the BBB or getting on like WebMD. So the more websites that talk about you, the more trust Google gives to you. And then they look at those keywords on your website. But it doesn't work the other way around. Without those backlinks, it's pretty much impossible to rank on Google because Google's whole algorithm is started based off backlinks. And it's still heavily based off backlinks to this day. It's just changed how they look at them over the years.
Yeah. Well, I just learned something new. That is really fascinating. And for a topic that for me is hard to think about, this knowledge is so interesting because it makes it less scary to talk about SEO and try and really focus on adding that to optimizing your own website. So the thing is too, like when somebody hires somebody to help them optimize their website and do the SEO optimizing, how do they know that they're getting results once they have somebody working on their sites? Is there a way to be able to do that or judge that?
Yeah, there's a few ways we could track with like tools like Google Analytics. It's a free tool from Google that will track your traffic, which I recommend everyone use Google Analytics or some tracking tool. But Google Analytics is free and it's really in-depth. And it'll show you a ton of information. It's kind of like data overload, but the more information, the better. So using Google Analytics, you can see your traffic and track it week over week, month over month, year over year. And looking at organic SEO traffic, you could see, am I improving? Am I dropping? Is it staying stagnant? Like what's going on? So you could use that. You could also track keyword position rankings. So you can see what position you're in today versus last week and see, am I moving up or am I moving down or is it staying the same or what's going on? And those would be the main ways to track. There's a lot of other things you can look at, but in essence with SEO, it's about making sure that you move up for your keywords in Google and that you're getting more traffic from Google.
So even an even simpler question, maybe this is so simple for you, but how would you find your Google Analytics?
You just have to sign up for Google Analytics. So it's a free tool. from Google Analytics, or I mean from Google. You just sign up, create an account. They're gonna give you a little tracking code. You put that on your website to prove that you on that website, because Google doesn't want you to go to like sign up for Google Analytics and say, "Hey, I'm Facebook. Give me all their data." They're like, "No, no, no. Put this little tracking code to make sure you really are who you say you are." And if you don't know how to install that tracking, they give you like 5 different ways to install Google Analytics. So they make it pretty easy. And if you get stuck, I would just search on Google how to install Google Analytics for, and then you fill in the blank. If you're on WordPress, how to install Google Analytics for WordPress. If you're on Shopify, how to install Google Analytics for Shopify. And it shouldn't take more than like 15, 20 minutes. Once you install that tracking code, then it's going to start tracking from that day on. It's not going to show any past historical data. So the sooner you put it on, the faster you're going to get data, or the more data you're going to get. If you install it next month, you're not going to get any of this past month's data.
Yeah. Well, that's actually very, very helpful. It's something that maybe most people don't realize they can do that. So that's really a good piece of information. Um, when somebody, builds these systems into their website, optimizes their site, what is a reasonable amount of time that you think it should take for the owner of the site to start seeing results?
That varies depending on how competitive the keywords are
Yeah.
versus, so how much SEO has been done to your website versus the competitors, because it's not really a one size fits all with SEO. It's not just do this and this is going to get you ranked. Because what happens is Google changes their algorithm every single day. So if we figured out what Google does, tomorrow it's going to change, the next day it's going to change. So we're not really trying to beat Google. We're just trying to figure out who's on that first page of Google for your keywords, how much SEO have they done, and how can we do a better job of it. So if you haven't done much, if you're a brand new website and you're starting out, it's going to take a lot more time versus if you've been around for a few years and built up some reputation, it'll be a little bit quicker, but it also depends on the competitiveness of those keywords. If you're, let's say, like a local, like a restaurant in Los Angeles, there's a lot of restaurants in Los Angeles. There's only 10 spots on that first page of Google. So there's a lot of people fighting for that top spot versus, let's say you're in a smaller, obscure town where maybe there's only 20 restaurants in that town. There's not that much competition. It'll be a lot easier to move up there. So the less competition, the easier it is. And the more SEO that's been done to your website, the quicker you're going to move, because it's all about trust. Google's not going to trust a brand new website. You have to build that trust up, and building trust takes time. Unfortunately, there's no real shortcut around that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's interesting. Do you ever find it to be like a trial and error exercise? Like you try some keywords and you see that that they're not really working as well as you thought, and then you try something else?
Yeah, it's all about tweaking, changing things up. Maybe these keywords are too competitive, or maybe these keywords just don't have any search volume, that we want to change them up and find higher search volume keywords, or keywords with more buyer intent, because sometimes people just want to rank for the keywords that get the most search volume, but there's no intent behind that. And ranking for a keyword is good, but if there's no buyer intent, then you're going to get a lot of people that come to your website and then hit that back button, which doesn't look good to Google. It tells Google that maybe this website's not the most relevant for that search term. So what you want to do is find keywords that have more intent, not really trying to find the highest search volume keywords, but keywords that people are actually going to use when they're buying your product or service.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So when I was looking at your site, I noticed that you help your clients with not just SEO optimization, but also the social media marketing in general, plus the paid advertising and the website analytics. So tell me how all those cross over or mesh or link together.
It all ties together, because you don't want to just put all your eggs in one basket with anything, just like with digital marketing or like social media. If someone's only focused on Instagram and then all of a sudden their page gets taken down, or let's say they're on Facebook and they're only on Facebook, Facebook isn't as popular as it used to be. It's still really popular, but it's kind of on the decline. So it's like, I need to be on other platforms, and you want to just really diversify, because you don't want to have that issue where your whole business is based off one platform and someone could take you down, or people lose interest on that platform, or like with Google, all that stuff. You're at the whims of other people. You don't have real control about all this stuff. So you want to just try to get as much traffic as possible from as many different sources, but it's all about understanding and knowing who your audience is and where are they? Are they on Facebook? Are they on social media? Are they going to be on Google? Are they going to be on Yelp? It's really about knowing your audience. Like maybe, let's say you're a plumber. Not many people are going to be going on Facebook looking for a plumber. Some people might, but most people are probably going to go on like Google or Yelp, find that plumber, and maybe check them out on social to make sure they're real, legitimate, credible company. So using social media is like social proof, because to get new clients nowadays on social media, it's really tough. It's more of a pay to play platform. There's no real engagement on most of these platforms without you spending money in advertising. If you're not advertising, it's tough to really get that reach and get new customers or new eyeballs on your content, new followers, and things like that. So social, so you want to make sure and you have a presence everywhere. To Google, a normal business should have a Facebook and Instagram, a Twitter, a YouTube, a LinkedIn, a Pinterest. Doesn't mean you have to be active on all of them, but just having some presence there just looks legitimate and makes you look more credible. And then also try to do like email marketing, running paid ads, all that stuff works to get more traffic, especially email. Email probably is the most effective form of digital marketing, because you got to see how much spam do you get every single day. Spam, I mean, don't spam people, but email works. As long as you're not spamming people and collecting emails, not just buying emails, but collecting emails and then offering value, that's going to really nurture your list and get people to trust you more. And then you can run some paid ads too. As long as you're making a positive return on your ad spend, then ads are not bad, but you just don't want to be bleeding money out.
Yeah. No, that's really that makes a lot of sense. So what is the biggest mistake you see people do or you see on websites when it comes to the SEO or marketing piece?
Probably the backlinks is, people don't know what backlinks are, don't realize how important they are, or they build backlinks that are low quality backlinks and actually are going to do more harm than good. So a backlink is a clickable link for another website that points to yours. Let's say you're reading an article in the latimes.com and in there it says Brandon Leibowitz, and you click on that and it goes to my website. I'd be getting a backlink from the latimes.com. So the more websites that link to you, the more trust Google's going to give to you, and the higher they're going to rank you. But over the years, people have spammed Google or backlinks, and Google said, all right, it's not the number of backlinks, it's the number of quality backlinks. Because in the past there's tools where you can just click a button and you'll get a million backlinks and you just rank at the top for all your keywords. And Google's like, we don't want this to happen. We want you to work and earn these backlinks. So Google said, we want quality backlinks. And what is a quality backlink? A quality backlink to Google means it's from a site that's related to you. So if we go back to like the doc or the plumber example, if there's a plumber and they're getting backlinks from, let's say, a restaurant, that looks a little strange. Like, why is a restaurant linking out to a plumber? That wouldn't really make sense. But if a plumber is getting backlinks from other websites related to like home maintenance or other contractors or anything somewhat related to what they're doing, that's what Google wants to see. And then authoritativeness. How popular is this website? If I gave you a backlink from my website, it's good, but it's not the same Forbes or Huffington Post or Wall Street Journal or New York Times. So the bigger the website, the more SEO value it's passed on. But the relevancy is such an important thing, is making sure that you're on sites that are related to what you're doing.
Yeah. Wow, that's such good information to know. I mean, all the things we don't know, right? But that really is very valuable. So thank you for that. If other than this backlinks, is there a piece of advice you would give somebody that's looking for someone to work on their SEO optimization or in the process of searching a person out to help with that? Is there any advice you'd give them?
I would just say to keep doing the SEO. Takes time. It's not immediate. So you got to keep building it up and building it up. So if you are trying to do it yourself or starting out, if you're hiring a company, don't get discouraged if you don't see results right away, because it does take time to build it up. But once you get Google to start trusting you, then you're going to start seeing that traffic coming in. But got to get Google to trust you initially. And that's the part that does take some time.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like the hard thing to do, right? It seems like a lot of trial and error and just being patient to see the results. Is there anything that you would like to share with our audience that maybe I haven't asked you about SEO optimization?
I mean, SEO is like a puzzle. There's a lot of pieces to it, but some pieces are a lot bigger than others. Like the content, the text on every single page is very, very, very important. And also the backlinks are really important to build that trust up. Then there's all these other little things like site speed, making sure it's mobile friendly, making sure you have the images optimized with file names that are descriptive, that don't just name your images image001.jpg, but name it with a descriptive word, or videos or podcasts, all that stuff. They can't really read or understand that yet. So they look at the file name to help out with all that stuff. But as long as you focus on text on your website and having good backlinks, you'll start seeing those rankings improve. And then everything else is important, but those two aspects are really the more important things to focus on.
Yeah. So, do you run your own, company, or are you independent contractor for various companies? How do you work?
Well, I have my own company. It's called SEO Optimizers, and help
Okay.
people get that traffic.
Yeah. Do you ever do any, freelance work for other companies to help them build sites for other people, or
Yeah, I work B2B, so kind of freelance, but having my own company.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was really, really helpful, and I always ask, well, first of all, how can people connect with you if they wanted to, talk to you further about this, or retain your services?
So everyone that's watching or listening, I create a special gift for them if they go to my website at seooptimizers.com. That's seooptimizers.com/gift. And they can find that there, along with my contact information and a bunch of classes I've done over the years. I've thrown up for free so they could see step by step how to do a lot of stuff that we've talked about. And also, if they want to book some time on my calendar, I'm happy to check out their website from an SEO point of view, and they can book some time for free there as well.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it. And for anybody listening to this on the replay, if you enter hashtag SEO and Shine, we will know to get you this information or to connect you with Brandon as well. But of course, take him up on this offer with his link here that we're going to put in the comments. So thank you for that. And I always end the show with the Waste Up Wardrobe Weekly Wrap Up. And what that is, tell us the one takeaway every business owner should take away from this conversation today.
I'd say, well, in terms of digital marketing, know who your audience is and where they are, because you don't need to be everywhere. You just need to know who your audience is and where they're going to be. So it's kind of tough, but take a step back as a business owner and think, if you're looking for your product or service, where would you go? And that's really where you need to focus. You don't need to be on every platform. You don't need to be everywhere. You just need to be in front of your audience. Maybe it's some small, obscure social media site that no one's really heard of, but if that's where your audience is, you need to be there. So focus on trying to get in front of your audience. That's number one. And then everything else takes time. Just be patient with it. Don't expect immediate results, but as long as you keep working at it and optimizing and building for SEO, social media, paid ads, email, it all takes time. I mean, sometimes you might go viral and get those instantaneous results, but usually you got to be patient and keep working and building it and building it and building it. And you'll see that the results start coming in.
Yeah. And so that would be your tip, right? Be patient, takes time, and just keep building and honing it. Any other tips?
And knowing your audience, like knowing
Right.
who your audience is and what platforms, because like for myself, I'm an SEO company. I get most people find me on Google or on Yelp or YouTube, because I have my own YouTube channel. But in terms of like Facebook and Instagram and like Pinterest and all those other ones, they kind of help out, but not so much. It's more of like social proof, where I'm not going to usually get new clients from Facebook. Sometimes I do, but majority of the people find me on Google or Yelp, and then they'll check me out on social to make sure like I'm a real business. I can check out reviews, status updates. They can message me there. But it's all about knowing your audience. Like if you're a sporting event or anything with like sports, news, comedy, stuff like that, then social is really where you want to be at. Like music, entertainment, stuff like that. It works really well on social, not so much on Google, because like let's say you're a musician and you're trying to become a rapper. Not many people are going to be searching on Google for rap artists or rap music. Some people might, but people are usually probably going to go on YouTube, Spotify, or social media to get suggestions from friends and things like that. So just really understanding and knowing who your audience is so very important before you even start the digital marketing or any marketing. It's just trying to figure out maybe do I want to do TV, print, radio, other types of advertising that might get me in front of my audience? Because you want to just be wherever your audience is. You don't have to be in one or two places. You just need to be in front of your audience.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like the big resonating takeaway here is the audience. Audience, 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 right? Really know who they are, where they're at, where they hang out so that you can really target them. And so tools, is there one or two tools you can give us to as it relates to SEO? I mean, I know you talked about Google Analytics. Is there anything else, or is Google Analytics really the best tool?
Well, Google Analytics is for tracking. So for tracking everything to make sure you can see how your website's performing. But there's tools like the Google Keyword Planner. It's a free tool. How many people search for your keyword every single month. So to do keyword research, I recommend the Google Keyword Planner. It's a free tool. There's a lot of paid tools that will do keyword research, but the Google Keyword Planner is from Google and it's free. So I'd probably trust that versus all these other tools that is pulling the data in from Google and making it look nicer and prettier, but you have to pay for that. So I would use that. There's a lot of other tools that are paid tools that will let you look at backlinks. So really big part of SEO. And there's paid tools that will show me any website's backlinks. You have to pay for them. They're like $100 a month. There's a couple big ones like Ahrefs or Moz or SEMrush are kind of the more popular ones. And those tools, you just kind of pick one and use that. And that's going to really help out with looking at backlinks. They also do keyword research and a bunch of other stuff, but primarily use them for backlinks.
Yeah. Susie Hickson is here and she said she might be spread too thin. So for entrepreneurs are spread too thin when it comes to like they want to run their own websites. What's one action item you would suggest for anybody that's listening here today, gets inspired that they want to go and seek out somebody to do the SEO optimization or kind of start like researching it a little bit? What would be that one action item that you would offer them?
I would say just watch as many videos, read as much as you can. I mean, that's how I learned it all, is by reading up on blogs and watching videos. And nowadays there's podcasts that you can listen to and just try and learn as much as possible. But whenever you're reading, just make sure it's from maybe like the last 5 years, because I mean, what works in the past should work in the future, but doesn't necessarily mean it will, because Google changes so much. So just try to find stuff that's more topical. But if you see older stuff and whatever you read online, just take everything with a grain of salt, try it out, test it out, because you don't know what's going to work or not going to work, because maybe there's some great method that someone put out there, but Google's changed and now it doesn't work anymore. So you got to try a lot of trial and error and testing.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. So, thank you so much for this information, Brandon. I just want to reiterate with the hashtag SEO and Shine. Brandon has a link here in the comments that will get you connected to him if you wanted to chat with him about the work that he does and how he might be able to help you. But also, he has a freemium that he's offering with the link. So, do check that out. Thank you so much for being here today. And Susie's saying thank you for being here, Susie. So, with that, that's the Waist Up Wardrobe Weekly Wrap Up. Thank you, Brandon, for being here. And as you know, we are here every Thursday at 11:30, bringing you a new, fresh topic that will help you in business, whether it's on camera or off camera or any entrepreneur topic. We intend to cover it. So join us next Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and bring a friend. Thank you, Brandon. It's so funny because I didn't see Susie's question where she says thoughts on using AI to generate keywords. And I was totally going to ask you about AI. and how it relates to your I didn't. But she asked the question, I didn't even see it. So anyway, you're muted though.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I didn't see I didn't know there's chat. I saw the private chat, but I didn't see the comments until we finished, and then I just saw that there was 2 chats.
No worries. Well, thank you so much. How did that go? Did you was it a good experience?
I know that was fun. I liked it. So
Okay.
yeah,
Good.
definitely.
Well, I'm really happy to meet you. I feel like you have so much expert knowledge here. Maybe down the line we get a chance to work together, and hopefully we'll get this video up and out, and maybe you get some people reaching out.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, if you want to help with SEO, definitely go to my website. You can book some time. I can check it out and give you some feedback from an SEO point of view and let you know how your website's performing.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I probably could use that. Rick, what did you think of the show?
It was great. I mean, I'm a techie guy, so I like this kind of stuff. But it's, I can speak from experience because I early on I didn't know really a whole lot about it, and then it was just so overwhelming that I just, said, never mind, just let it go. But yeah, it's certainly important, and if you're not doing it, then that's a big opportunity that you're missing. So the information that we learned today reinforces what I've learned over the years, and it's great information. I mean, I think the biggest concern with a lot of people is that because Google always changes their algorithm, you just don't know where to focus.
Yep. It makes it tricky, but that's why you just focus on your competitors instead of trying to figure out Google. Just search on Google for your keywords. So use on that first page of Google, and then using those tools like Ahrefs or Moz or SEMrush to look at their backlinks will let you pretty much see exactly what they've done. And then one by one, you start reaching out to those sites, start linking out to your competitors, and that usually gets people to trust you. But yeah, Google's constantly changing. So yeah,
I'm gonna continue that question that Christine posed because you didn't get the chance to talk to it. But do you see, is there any validity to AI helping?
Maybe in the future. I mean, right now it's not accurate. So like if you use AI, it's like, I mean, it's pretty close to being accurate, but it's not 100% accurate. So it's good to use for like a resource as like an outline maybe, but not copying verbatim. Like use it like same with like article writing. You like have it give you like some article like chapters for a book and use that as like an outline, but don't use it verbatim. Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, technology is advancing so fast, right? Things are just like it's like you can't, it's almost like you don't even have time to learn something before something new comes out. So it's just pretty remarkable the age we live in. So thank you, Brandon. It was great to meet you.
Nice, good meeting you.
Thanks for having me on. And a couple questions real quick is, so my room is all wood. I put like those panels up on the wall. That's still not helping. Is there anything you recommend that I should do to
put down an area rug?
Okay.
Yeah, that'll deaden, because right now you have 6 reflective surfaces, including the ceiling and the floor. Right? You got the 4 walls, the ceiling, and the floor that are reflecting sound, bouncing it around all over the place. And so you need something to deaden the bounce, and an area rug will certainly help. Definitely will help with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And part of what I do as a result of having invented Waist Up Wardrobe is I design spaces for my clients who are on video a lot. And that is definitely the one thing that if you have wood floors or hard floors, the rug really does make a big difference. I have one in my office. You also can add some elements for depth perception behind you. You could do like a room divider, just stuff that will absorb some of the sound would be really helpful.
Yeah. Because you also have your, I don't know if you're on an iMac or what kind of computer you're on, but that screen is also a reflective surface that you're speaking right into. So all that sound hits the screen, bounces back all around the room. And so that's just one of the challenges. So wherever you can put a non-reflective surface like an area rug, that'll certainly make you.
That makes sense. What about the wall panels, like those foam ones? I put up a couple of those.
It depends. It depends where they are. If you have them are they in front of you or to the side?
Yeah, in front of me.
Yeah. Well, again, look at the direction, the trajectory of your voice. It's going into the computer and then bouncing backwards, right? It's probably not even much of it's probably not even reaching the panels. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I have a giant screen. I didn't even think about that.
Yep.
Another
All
thing
right.
you think about, Brandon, is maybe putting like a sofa behind you. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but because you have all these surfaces with sound bouncing off them, like a sofa, a soft surface can absorb some of that. So you can put a sofa behind you. Obviously the rug would be really great. And I think it's a difference with just a couple of those items.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna look into that stuff.
Yeah. The other thing too is is using a mic, like a Rode mic. Christine has. Oh yeah, you need to have that like right in front of your face, like speaking into it, because right now it's like, remember the days when you had a video camera and on a tripod that's 10 feet away? Well, it's going to sound like it's 10 feet away. So if the mic is off to your side and you're not speaking into it, these mics are meant to be spoken into, right? And you'll hear a lot. It may even mask a lot of the reflectivity around the room if you're speaking right into it, because right now it's just sitting off to the side and it's picking up room ambience, right? As well as your voice.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, those are all great tips. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, no worries, anytime.
Awesome. Well, have a good rest of your day, and thanks for all the help. And yeah, once it goes live, like if you want to send me some of those links, I know it's already live, but if you want to send me those links, and then I'll spread the word, share it with my audience as much as I can, and try to get as many people to listen and watch it.
Thank you so much.
Got it.
That.
Good meeting you, Brandon.
Thanks. Have a good day.
All right. You too.
Bye.
Okay.
Hey. Okay. All right. What's next? The
speedy recap. Yep.
Okay. To remember how I used to do those. Start with the open, right?
Hold on a second. Okay.
Yeah. Am I in the middle of the screen? I think I am, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. If you have a website, you've heard the term SEO thrown around, and it's so important in business. But why is it so important? What does it actually mean? Well, in this episode of Waist Up Wardrobe, we talk to an SEO optimizing expert who gives us all the secrets. So tune in so that you can learn how to optimize your site and make it searchable.
Good.
Decent? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So this is episode 126. Okay. In episode 126, wait, what is this? What is it? What is this? In Waist Up Wardrobe, episode 126, what is SEO? No. Do it over again. In Waist Up Wardrobe, episode 126, search engine optimization. What really is it? We talk about just that. And the main takeaway in the episode was know your audience. Our expert emphasized and couldn't really emphasize enough how important it is for you to know who your audience is and where they hang out so that you can really target them and use SEO optimization to target your ideal client. He also gave us some tips, and the tips that he really emphasized were not only to know your audience, but also to be patient with the process of optimizing your site. It takes time to figure out what keywords are going to work, what's going to stick, and how you're going to be able to be searchable on Google using the SEO. And tools. One of the biggest tools that he talked about was the Google Analytics tool. It is free and anybody could use it, and you get so much in-depth information from it. So definitely sign up, put a Google Analytics tracker on your site and utilize that to really analyze what is going on with your website. And finally, an action item. Basically, what he said was that you want to always be researching who your audience is and stay on top of it and and always continue to refine and hone the SEO. This is not something that you can build overnight. It's something that requires trial and error. So the real big thing to do is just get started, and get started by doing research, listening to videos of how to do the SEO optimization, or just hire somebody like Brandon that can help you get it done. Is that good?
It's good.
All right, perfect.
Very good.
Thank
Okay, hold on a second. Let me just kill this.